Good morning and welcome to today's PE session. What we're going to do this week is we're going to look at something very simple but really important. So we're going to look at basic catching. Okay, you're going to need some kind of something to catch. So it could be a toy. I've got some rolled up socks. You will need some rolled up socks as well in a bit that can be nice and tight, shaped like a ball, because we're going to be doing some throwing and catching off the wall as well. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is the basic throwing and catching technique. Okay, and really important, first thing we need to do is to keep our eyes on what we're trying to catch. Okay, so all I want you to try is watching whatever you're going to throw. Just going to throw it nicely in the air, it doesn't have to go very high, and you're just going to keep your eyes on that item and watch it all the way into your hands. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is really focus on using those eyes to watch what you're going to catch. Go away and have a try. Okay, next thing we're going to look at is how we're going to actually use our hands to catch that item. Sometimes we might be catching a larger ball, sometimes we might be catching a smaller ball. It doesn't really change how we want to try and catch it, okay? We want to try and catch the item with our hands, palms facing up, okay? We want to let the ball drop down into our hands in a bowl shape. So we want to create that bowl shape with our hands, spread our fingers as wide as we can, and when we throw up, eyes on, and then watch it down into that bowl that we've created with our hands, okay? So throw it up, watch that item, create that bowl, and allow that item to drop into it. Go away and have a try at that one. Okay, now we're looking at that item whilst we're trying to catch it. So eyes on the target all the time, creating that bowl with our hands. What we need to think about now is when we've released the ball up into the air and as it's coming down to us, sometimes we tend to start out here and at the last minute we try and bring our hands in together. What that sometimes means is that rather than creating that bowl, we kind of clap our hands into the middle. So what we want to try and do, as soon as we've released that ball up into the air, we want to then get our hands in early into that bowl shape so that we can watch it in. So rather than coming out wide, keep them in close together. Little practice we can do for that is once we've let the ball up, clap, open the book, that will create our bowl shape and allow the item to fall in. So up and catch, okay? Up and catch. Keeping those hands together once we've clapped. Don't clap and open because then it's likely to fall down. Up, clap, open those hands. Okay? Go away, have a go at that, and we'll try something new in a second. Okay, right, now we've had a little practice at the actual technique. Remember, eyes on the ball that you're trying to catch. Try and create that bowl shape with your hands for the ball to land in, and try and get those hands in as early as you can so we're not coming across to try and catch that item so it doesn't fall through to the floor. What I want us to do now is do a few little activities to try and improve that. So the first one is simply what we've just been doing really, and it's just a throw and a catch, and I want you to see if you can firstly get one. Once you've managed one, I want you to try and get two, and so on until we can try and get at least 10 without dropping the item, okay? You might be able to get more. 10 is your main target if we can do, okay? Go ahead and have a try. Okay, now, for those of you that found that really easy, we're going to try something a little bit harder. If you find that hard, still have a go at this. It doesn't matter. It's only going to improve that eye coordination, hand-eye coordination, that tracking of whatever we're throwing. So we're going to start with it in one hand. We're going to throw it up, and we're going to try and catch it in the other hand. Okay, up and catch. We're going to try and swap those hands over. Remembering we're still creating that bowl shape. Okay, some items are easier to catch than others. If you've got a nice pair of socks like this, might make it a little bit easier for it to fall in rather than a big item. Okay, so it's just up and down and catch from one hand to the other. If you find that really, really difficult, just try that with your stronger hand, okay, first, before you start trying to switch it from one hand to the next. Okay, go away, have a try at that, see how many you can do in a row. Okay, welcome back. Now, the final thing we're going to have a try at, and this is the hardest one. Now, you can do this in two ways. As you can see, I'm on my own in here, so I can't practice this with someone else. If your mum or your dad or your brother or your sister or anyone in the house can do this with you, all we're going to do is we're going to throw and catch to each other. So rather than catching a ball that's coming straight down to us, we're catching something that's coming to us from a different place. So like in a game, someone might pass you the ball, you're letting the ball come to you to catch, or in a game of cricket or something, someone might hit the ball and it's coming towards you to catch rather than us throwing it to ourselves. Now, if you don't have anyone to work with, you can use a wall, pair of rolled up socks, nice and tightly rolled up in a ball. You can then throw off the wall and try and catch like that. Look, it will be a little bit more difficult because it might bounce off in different directions. So if you can get someone to help you, get someone to help you. But all you're doing, throw it up, off the wall, and try and catch that, watching it all the time into your hands. Okay, go and practice that, and I'll see you next week.